The ratings are in for this week's edition of AEW Collision on TNT. More details on the impending Vince McMahon Netflix documentary series set to debut on the streaming giant tomorrow, as well as early reactions and reviews to the product, as well as more details on McMahon's attempts to buy the series from Netflix to prevent it airing on the streaming platform. Episodes of NWA Power are set to be removed from the CW app once WWE debuts NXT on the network next month. Shinsuke Nakamura, we've got details on the creative plans or lack thereof for the former WWE Intercontinental Champion. Plus, we have more information on what the main event for the upcoming Bad Blood Premium Live event is going to be. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with the ratings for this past week's episode of AEW Collision. Of course, it was the final episode of Collision prior to the Grand Slam edition of Dynamite this coming Wednesday on TBS, as well as the Grand Slam edition of AEW Collision this coming Saturday on TNT, of course, from Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York. And Saturday night's AEW Collision episode averaged 347,000 viewers on TNT, which is up over 29% from last week's near record low. It's the best audience total the show has done since August 24th. Collision finished number 19th for the day on cable television with a 0.12 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. That's up 50% from last week and is also the highest rating the show has done in that category since the August 24th episode. The show went up against college football on various networks on both cable and broadcast television, as it will do for the next few months. It was a rare week off for the UFC, so that may have had something to do with the increases for All Elite Wrestling. In terms of a comparison to last year, as compared to the same week in 2023, Collision was down over 38% in overall viewership and down over 33% in the 18 to 49 demo. Now, many people are eagerly anticipating the drop of the Vince McMahon Netflix documentary series, and according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, he's written an extensive article on what to expect from the 6-part series. The Vince McMahon biopic drops on Wednesday, but those that Fightful Select have spoken to don't expect any bombshells from the series. Vince McMahon's interviews were filmed before he retired for the first time back in 2022. As highlighted previously by Fightful, WWE believes that disclaimers would be included, that many of the interviews were filmed ahead of that as well, to help give those that gave Vince glowing reviews look better in retrospect. However, Vince didn't provide much new information by the way of controversial subjects even prior to the sexual misconduct allegations. Those reportedly that have had eyes on the new Mr. McMahon docuseries say there were a number of subjects who were, quote, wronged within wrestling were interviewed, but that McMahon himself didn't elaborate on most, if not all, of the issues and controversial subjects he was prompted to speak on. Puck also reported that McMahon tried to buy the footage back, which one source that Fightful spoke to said, quote, wasn't even that bad, especially considering the nature of the allegations against him, end quote. Now, there is a article, a review that's been posted by Men's Journal that maybe gives a bit more of an insight as to what to expect in it. And interestingly, just if you look at maybe the top couple of paragraphs, kind of gives you an idea of what to expect from this Netflix series. They say, quote, to cover the history of Vincent Kennedy McMahon is to cover the history of Western pro wrestling almost in its entirety. As the owner of WWF/WWE for over 40 years and being involved in it many years before that, he'd been able to steer the entire industry in whatever direction he wanted to for most of that time, until it all recently came crashing down thanks to a hush money scandal and lawsuit from Janelle Grant accusing him of sexual harassment and sex trafficking. The Mr. McMahon docuseries makes it clear from the beginning that's where we're headed, but clarifies that the vast majority of the interviews you'll see were conducted before the allegations were made public. Before that, 5 episodes tell the story of how Vince came to power in WWE and the many scandals he faced while at the helm. Straight out of the gate, we learn that this series can't possibly deliver on the original marketing promise to reveal the true Vince McMahon, because the man himself says right out of the gate that he isn't going to tell the real stories. That's not a one-off either. There are multiple points where he says he won't say what he's really thinking, and establishes early on that, quote, I don't want anyone to really know me. So, if you came here for the never before told scoops and truths about Vince's life, it looks like you're not getting that. Of course, we get more details and more fallout of this Netflix documentary series once it drops. We'll let you know in an upcoming video. Now, NXT is going to the CW network, but it may mean that another pro wrestling company is out of the CW. Now, as was originally announced in November 2023, NXT television will move from USA Network to the CW network next month as part of a multi-year broadcasting deal. Ahead of the October 1st CW premiere edition of NXT, there has been an update on the National Wrestling Alliance NWA Power episodes airing on CW. As pointed out by Mike Johnson of PW Insider, every NWA Power episode is listed as, quote, expiring in 6 days on the CW app, meaning all Power episodes would be gone from the network by October 1st. That's when NXT debuts. This includes this week's episode, which was only added this morning, that being September 24th. This indicates that NWA will have a new home for Power for next week's episode, which will feature an NWA World Championship bout between EC3 and Tom Latimer. The October 1st NXT episode will be a significant one, with Roxanne Perez set to defend her NXT Women's Championship against Julia. An NXT Championship match is also scheduled for NXT's CW debut, with Ethan Page defending against Trick Williams in a bout officiated by CM Punk in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois. And what's going on with Shinsuke Nakamura? Plenty of people asking just where is the former WWE Intercontinental Champion? Now, Nakamura was last seen on WWE television screens on the April 22nd, 2024 episode of Monday Night Raw, losing to Sheamus. Weeks after his last on-screen appearance, the former Royal Rumble winner was drafted to SmackDown, yet he has only appeared in dark matches and on WWE live events ever since. An update has now emerged on plans for Nakamura, with Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio saying, quote, creative doesn't have an angle for him. When they come up for an angle, they'll put him on. Now, in August of last year, Nakamura shared a photo of himself training with Kairi Sane, Akano, Mina Shirakawa, and Sumi Sakai. Recently, Konosuke Takeshita hinted that he was being mentored by Nakamura while in America. Having signed with WWE in 2016, Nakamura has gone on to hold the NXT Championship, Intercontinental Championship, as well as the United States Championship twice each. He is also a former WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion with Claudio Castagnoli. And finally, a bit of an update when it comes to what is actually going to be the main event of the upcoming Bad Blood PLE. Now, the return of the Bad Blood Premium Live event after a 20-year absence is something highly anticipated by fans, and the card announced for the event thus far has only heightened expectations. One of the big questions leading into the show is in regards to which match will secure the main event status. The two obvious candidates for the spot being the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, as well as the All-Star Tag Team bout between Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu. Now, it was reported previously by Fightful Select that WWE's working plan was to have the latter match close the show, that being the tag team bout. However, it had also been reported by Dave Meltzer weeks prior that CM Punk vs. McIntyre was on course to close Bad Blood inside of Hell in a Cell. Now, in a new update from PW Insider's Mike Johnson, he's added some more details and new details regarding which match WWE may be leaning towards. Johnson revealed that WWE's initial plan was for the event to be built around the first ever Hell in a Cell bout at Bad Blood 1997, with this year's event landing on the exact same date. As a result, CM Punk vs. Drew McIntyre would have been the choice for the main event spot. However, there has been a push from certain circles of WWE that are instead wanting Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes' match with the Bloodline to close the show instead. The reasoning for this is reportedly due to the match being the first time both stars have teamed, as well as their own separate significance to the city of Atlanta, where Bad Blood is being staged. A final decision has reportedly yet to be made on the main event spot for Bad Blood, so if we get any more details or confirmation, we'll let you know in a future video. But there you go, guys, the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button, be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak with you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.